All right, we'll continue again. And then if you see on the agenda setting, okay, agenda setting is about who decide and what will be decided. At this stage, government need to identify the policy issue as a problems to be tackled. This was saying that agenda setting. And then agenda setting, there's two types of agenda setting. Okay, the first one is a systemic agenda. Systemic agenda is a system. It's regarding the system, like the social problems. Social problems demand public attentions, which form the discussion agenda. Most of them on it are general and still lack a precise definitions, as if for all levels of political system, national, state, and local. Okay. What we calling about this systemic agenda? Okay, I explain in Malay. Systemic agenda ni adalah sesuatu masalah yang melibatkan sistem sosial, sistem politik, sistem pentadbiran, apa saja yang melibatkan sistem dipanggil systemic agenda. Okay. And then there's a second agenda is an institutional agenda. Institutional agenda is a set of problems that are up for serious consideration by the decision maker. It is the action agenda which is more specific considered than the systemic agenda. Issues in institutional agenda are hardly recognized by the general public, as it requires details technical knowledge about the already existing public policy. Okay, I explain in Malay. Agenda institutional adalah agenda di mana pembuat polisi mengambil tindakan untuk menyelesaikan masalah. Tapi masalah ini, tindakan untuk penyelesaian masalah ini lebih spesifik. Okay, khusus untuk problem tertentu. Get me or not? So, systemic agenda is general. Institutional agenda is focusing. So because of focusing, so it need what? Technical knowledge. It needs certain knowledge to solve the problems. Okay, so the agenda have two types. And then agenda also can occur in two ways. Bottom up, that means that from below to the top. Okay, what that mean that bottom up, top down? Okay, bottom up, top down is the hierarchy of the powers. Hierarchy of power. Top management, middle management, lower management. Okay, so bottom up is what? From lower management to the top management. It's a bottom up. Top down is the top management to the bottom. What the difference? Okay. Bottom up is the focusing on the feedback. So the problems can be solved, but must get the feedback from the bottom, and then the bottom will give the feedback and solutions until the top will make the decisions. And top down is what? Okay, top down is the top management make the decisions and ask us to implement it until the bottom, until the lower management. So because of this, top down is a decisions maker publicize their planned legislative activities. It's the instructions from top management to ask the lower management to implement it. This is called top down. Okay, and then agenda setting also involve the actors. Actors means that pelaku, mereka yang terlibat. Mereka terlibat dipanggil sebagai actors atau pelaku. Who is it? Elected public official and judge, bureaucracy, mass media, interest group, international organizations. So mass media you must know that. Mass media is what? Mass media is a cyber troopers who are very, I would say that not more than 5 minutes, open the phone. More than 5 minutes, open the phone. Very actively involved in the mass media, social media. Okay, not. Interest group is NGO. Okay, and NGO. International organizations is like multinational companies, multinational organizations. Okay, and then we're going to the policy formulations. Okay, policy formulations. Policy formulations, you must understand that policy formulations is about the formulation of policy proposal through the initiations, okay, and development of policy proposal by policy planning organization, interest group, government, bureaucracy, and the presidents and congress. Okay, what we call it formation, policy formation. Okay, I speak in Malay. Policy formulation kalau dalam bahasa Malaysia adalah rumusan polisi. Tapi dia bukan sebenarnya satu rumusan. Dia adalah satu di mana mereka mengumpulkan data maklum balas dan membuat perancangan, dan perancangan itu diterjemah ke dalam proposal. So they propose what are they want to plan, what are the feedback they get, what the data they have, they want to implement. Before implement, they must write in the paper. So when they write in the paper, we call it proposal. Okay, so it's what? It's another word, is a drafting. Draft. They just draft and then they propose in the parliaments. Okay, so policy formation is involved of developing pertinent and acceptable proposed course of actions. Maksudnya berbagai tindakan, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, okay, for dealing with public problems. So you must understand, when one policy was implemented, they have so many plans. They are not just one plan. There are so many plans. Plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. If plan A fail, go to plan B. Plan B fail, go to plan C. So it's a course of actions. You understand? So policy formulations is what? Involve course of actions. So they are not plans simply in one plan. They have so many plans until you don't know which plan is they use sometimes. Okay, policy formulation does not always culminate in the law, executive order, administrative rule. Policy formulations does not always culminate in the law, executive order, administrative rule. Maksudnya, okay, dalam mereka merumuskan sesuatu dasar untuk dijadikan sebagai satu proposal, okay, mereka tidak melibatkan undang-undang ataupun arahan pentadbiran ataupun perundangan pentadbiran. They are just doing exactly what in the mind. You know the problem to solve, what in the mind, they write it with so many plans and they discuss. After they are discussed, okay, they propose. This is called drafting. Okay, so policy formulations, okay, that means that policy formulators need to consider several factors in producing a successful policy. Ini itu panggil sebagai policy formulators. Policy formulators consider several factors to make the policy successful. The first one, the policy formulator must ask, is the policy proposal technically sound? Proposal technically sound. Maksudnya, adakah proposal mereka itu benar-benar menempati kehendak dalam penyelesaian masalah? Okay, the first. The second, are the budgetary cost of the proposal reasonable, acceptable? Ini mengambil kira sebagai cost. bagaimana dengan cost. Sebab dia ada plan. Bila ada plan, mesti ada aktiviti. Bila ada aktiviti, mesti ada program. So setiap semua ada cost. So, macam mana dengan cost? Okay. The third one, is it the proposal politically acceptable? Bagaimana dengan orang-orang politik? Adakah mereka menerima proposal itu? Sebab proposal itu akan dibentangkan di parlimen. If the proposal become laws, will it be acceptable to the public? Jika sesuatu dasar diwatakan menjadi akta, adakah diterima oleh orang awam? So these are the questions the policy formulators must ask themselves. And now you must know that who are involved in these policy formulations. There are two groups. One is analysis, another one is a decision maker. Okay. So kamu kena faham, you must understand the policy actor in the policy formulations are further specified by Anderson's and Dye. Siapa mereka yang terlibat? Siapakah mereka yang terlibat dalam policy formulations? Governmental agency, presidential organizations, or kita ni PMO, Prime Minister Office, legislator, interest group, various commissions, various think tank involved. So they are the actors involved in policy formulations. Okay. So in Malaysia, you must know that, okay, who are the policy makers? Prime Minister, Cabinet, Committee, Council, Parliaments, or National Economic Action Council, or anybody who have an interest in the policy makers. Okay. So you must know that the policy also have a legitimation. Why? The policy legitimation is the true political action by parties, interest group, the President and Congress. The relationship between the executive and legislature is central to understanding the decision making at this stage. However, this relationship changes substantially from one country to another. Okay. Policy legitimation, that means that the policy must get the power, because the power you can get from law. So the law must allow to legitimate this policy, give the power. So who give this power is a political action by parties, intergroups, and President or Prime Minister. That means that this person have the right to give this policy in the power to implement. Clear? Okay. So in Malaysia, policy legitimation is what? Executive process, legislative process, and announcement process. That means that executive process is a cabinet level, legislative process is parliamentary level, announcement process is the prime minister decision making. Okay, and you must know that executive process, okay, executive process involve who? Attorney General, Program Negara, Treasury, Pembendaraan, and the relevant minister, menteri-menteri yang terlibat dalam membuat proses dasar. Once the legislative agency is approved, then the Attorney General Office will draft the bills and submit to the Cabinet for approval. Executive process, again, the executive process need the Cabinet to make the meeting. Cabinet must meeting for approval of the policy. Okay, so when Cabinet want to approve the policy, there's a guideline. Okay, guideline for preparing the Cabinet paper and implementation of the Cabinet decisions. There's a guideline. Okay, and then the Cabinet member will consider the justifications, feedback from various relevant central agency concerned to make decisions, feedback and justifications. Assume Cabinet agree, katalah Cabinet agree, notice will be sent to the Council of Parliament for the legislative process for adoption. Maksudnya kalau Cabinet setuju, maka dia akan hantar permohonan untuk dibentangkan di Parlimen. Jadi menteri kena pergi bentangkan. Okay. So mereka akan tentukan, Parlimen akan menentukan, bila dia terima notifikasi, dia akan menentukan bila nak di ni. Okay, the reading process. Okay, bila sampai ke Parlimen, there's a first reading, second reading, third reading. Okay, first reading, the concerned minister present the draft of a bill to all members of Parliament. The minister read title, reason for introducing the bill, no derivations. There's a first reading. First reading maksudnya menteri membaca sahaja, tak ada debat tak ada. Second reading, the draft of a bill is deliberate, its advantage, disadvantage, implication towards public and state will be highlighted. The concerned minister is responsive to answer question, provide further explanations. Second reading ni ada debat. Debat dia mengenai apa? Kelebihan, kelemahan, implikasi, siapa yang terlibat, awam ke, negeri ke, adakah satu kebaikan ke, keburukan ke. So semua itu kena dijawab oleh menteri yang membentangkan. Faham? Menteri yang membentangkan. Menteri yang tak bentang tu duduk diam-diam, tak boleh kacau menteri bentang. Faham? Duduk diam-diam. Menteri yang tak bentang duduk diam-diam. Okay. The ministry when involved in this matter, this ministry will answer. The other ministry who are not involved, please sit down. Don't kacau bilau. Okay. Third reading. Okay. Third reading is the modified draft of the bill is presented for approval. As even is approved, the bill was sent to the second house, Senate House, Dewan Negara, for the 3 readings process. Understand? Third reading maksudnya, setelah dibahas, dibuat tambah baik, dibuat segala pembaikan dan diluluskan di Dewan Rakyat. Kemudian akan dihantar ke Dewan Negara. Okay. Why going to the Dewan Negara? Going to Senate House. Okay. House of Senate just give the opinions. House of Senate give the opinions. They cannot override. Just give the opinion. And it's up to Parliament, it's up to Representative House to accept or not. Okay, it's up to Representative House to accept or not. Okay, after third reading approved, so the bill will go into the Royal Assent. Okay, if the YDPA does not approve, it will still become law. Yes. Okay. Yes. Like the involved financial bill in 30 days will become a law. If non-financial bill after 1 year or 2 years will become law without YDPA consent. When the bill was become law after gazetted, the concerned minister will be informed to take appropriate measure for implementations. So this minister have to take certain measures to implement. So this minister must inform 11 administrative meeting, state executive meeting, secretary general minister meeting or chief executive, anybody who are involved must call the meeting that this bill will become law, so must implement. So they have to telling, is it okay or not? Okay, let's say. Okay, the bill will become the law. Then the minister called the meeting. In the meeting, there's a problem. They said they cannot implement. So how about the minister? So the minister must think back. What the other plans that they can use to implement the policy? Remember? Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, Plan D, Plan E. So many plans until you don't know what's the plan. This the thing that you must know. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, and then the most important is announcement process, PM decisions. So the PM, Prime Minister, is not PM on our this. We are not AM or PM. We are PM. AM sir, PAD104, but this is real PM. Okay, the PM have to announce. Do you know why? Because when the PM announced, the PM granted the power to the minister to implement the policy. So in Malaysia, there's a certain things that need justifications from Prime Minister? Yes. Especially in nation building, development, social, economy, defense, restructuring of wealth. These three things need justifications from Prime Minister. When the bill was gazetted, when the minister want to plan to implement, must get the justifications from Prime Minister. Okay, and that policy implementation is the policy that implemented by the public agency. So you must understand, in our executive body, have a political executive, non-political executive. Political executive is the politicians. They are the members of the executive. They also have members of the executive body, like minister, deputy minister. Non-political executive is the civil servants. So policy implementation was usually implemented by the civil servants. So they have to implement. When they implement, the attain of the intended policy outcome is a necessary condition for bringing about the desired policy impact. So these civil servants must get the outcome for the policy to know how the impact of the policy. Okay, and then after they are getting this feedback, so they must think again. What happened after a bill become law? Think again. Is it you want to continue, or you want to do some changes to continue, or you want to terminate? What happened after a bill becomes law? This is the thing that they have to think. And then it focus attention on the day-to-day operation of governments. So policy implementation is the day-to-day operations. So they must get the feedback and changes day-to-day operations. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. So many plans. Okay. And then the implementation of policy will be done through organized bureaucracy, public expenditure, and the activity of the executive agency. And that means that involve also public expenditures, bureaucracy, activity executive agency. Okay. So they have to do assessments. When they do assessment, they must know the effectiveness and impact of the policy. Okay. So you can read it. You can read yourself. And then after you are reading this chapter 3, okay. So policy evaluation is a hearing, report, site visit, program measures, comparison of professional standard, evaluation of citizen complaints. This evaluations, feedback from hearing, report, site visit, program measures, comparison of professional standard, evaluation of citizen complaints. And then if they want to change, they must see in terms of changing preference and belief of the actor involved, or they must change the institutional, or they must change on the policy, expand or reduct. That means that policy change, you must understand policy change. Kalau mereka nak buat penambahkan untuk pertukaran, mereka kena melihat preference, siapa yang terlibat, ataupun agensi yang terlibat perlu ditambah ataupun perlu diubah, ataupun mereka kena memikirkan macam mana sama ada nak kembang atau nak kurangkan policy tersebut. And then why they have terminate? They have terminate because of the cost and consequence. Cost and consequence. The second one is oppositions from the politicals. Opposition from politicians. And the third one is what? The target. The target had not achieved, so they must terminate. And then the last one, sometimes the program must shift elsewhere. Program must shift elsewhere, because if the program are not shifted, so they will bring more consequence. This we call it terminations, policy terminations. So that's all for our revisions. So I just want you to know that. Please submit your individual assignment before 24 May. Your group project online video presentation before 4th of the June. And then we have a midterm test. So this week is the week 8. So happy fasting. And that's all our tutorials. Assalamualaikum.